It's time for Steve's Snapshots, the segment here on ARC Seattle that introduces you to some of the talented people behind the lens, showing us the beauty of the Pacific Northwest.
I have a big smile on my face for this one
because
we've been waiting for this. All right, super excited to have this photographer on our show today. We had a little technical issue last week, but she's back. You see her work every day right here on ARC Seattle as we bump in and out of commercial breaks, and we lovingly call those moments the Tyrah Cam. Joining us today is Tyrah Arbow-O'Connor. There she is.
Hi.
How are you, Tyrah?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Good. I was mentioning to you during the commercial break, you know, I don't think you realize how much love that we have for you on this show. So we're so glad to have you with us today. You know, tell us about how your interest and passion for photography got started.
Well, I would say that I've always taken pictures. I grew up here in West Seattle in a storybook neighborhood, and my grandfather worked for Bartell's as a candy and a toy buyer. And he would give us cameras, you know, like those Instamatic cameras. So I'm the one that was always taking pictures, creating scrapbooks, you know, photo scrapbooks. And my dad would get up at early sunrise, like we were on vacation at Cannon Beach, and he'd be like, Tyrah, do you want to go? And I'd be like, oh, I'd love to. So I kind of got the bug of getting up for sunrise from my dad and the sunset. But I would say getting into more of like what I post now kind of happened during the pandemic. My sister bought a nice camera, and she said, I'm going to give my camera to you. And I said, Molly, why would you give me your camera? And she said, because you take the best pictures. And I was just taking them on my phone.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, I mean, it's a gift. She gave me that camera. And then I just kind of hooked up with Shannon on the, I think at the time it was called Legion of Zoom.
Yes.
And, you know, just started posting some pictures. And so I've met some of the photographers on that site that have encouraged me and inspired me. So it's just something that I love to do. And when you get up early, there's nobody around except animals and, you know, maybe a few other photographers. So it's just a wonderful time of day to be out there and just, you know, like you said, the Pacific Northwest where we live, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I love your backstory. Thank you so much for sharing what it was like growing up and with your dad. And we also noticed you're adding new content on social media every single day. How do you select when, well, we know you like waking up early to shoot, but how do you select where you're going to shoot and what exactly you're going to shoot in a moment?
I mean, I just kind of base it on what I'm feeling, what the weather's like. Yeah. I have just some different animal friends down at the beach, you know, like those goslings that I've been photographing down near Salties on Alki. And, you know, there's like Lincoln Park. There's just a few places that I just really love. And like I post a lot of the Statue of Liberty, and that's a place that I used to meet my dad. He's not here anymore. So sometimes, you know, I'm just called to go down there and, you know, just talk to him. And my dad and mom lived on Alki. So I tend to go there a lot. It just has a lot of special meaning for me and no real, you know, set agenda usually.
Just kind of see what presents itself when you're out shooting. I love that connection that you have with the Statue of Liberty, too. I lived over in West Seattle up until recently and would take that walk on Alki quite a bit. It's just a beautiful spot. I noticed on your X bio that you're also really into fitness and do some work as a Pilates instructor.
Yeah, I'm certified by the American College of Sports Medicine as an exercise physiologist. So I kind of incorporate, and I am a yoga instructor, a melt instructor, so I do a lot of that. That's where I'm at right now in my studio, because after I'm done with this interview, I have a couple clients coming for a workout.
Oh. I love that.
She's multi-talented,
yes, she is.
Steve. All right, Tyrah, I want to circle back to your photography work. What makes our region so easy to shoot, and what challenges, if any, do you face capturing the beauty that surrounds us?
You said what makes it so easy?
Yeah, what makes it so, what makes our region easy to shoot?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I feel blessed, and that's another reason that I post pictures, and I belong to a couple other groups like the West Seattle Connection, and I post to the West Seattle blog because I am blessed to live right here in West Seattle, and I can just walk down the hill to Constellation Park or down to Alki. You know, it's like a mile away. So the Olympics to one side, the Cascades to the other side. I have the city view. And I would just say, for me, I have never used a tripod. I'm usually walking.
Wow.
I have never downloaded anything onto a computer.
Whoa.
I only use my phone. So I would just say sometimes it's the lighting. Like my camera is still set on automatic. And a photographer saw me one day down by the Statue of Liberty and came up to me and said, I think you really need to get that nice camera off of automatic. And I'm like, well, maybe someday. Right now, this is where I'm at.
I love that.
You know what you're doing.
She knows what she's doing.
I would love to just borrow your cell phone for a day and just scroll through your camera roll.
I would too.
To just look at all the pictures that maybe you haven't posted on social media.
I would too. I bet there's a bunch of them in there, yeah?
Yeah, like 451,000.
Oh, never before
You're
seen.
kidding.
That's, oh my goodness.
I mean, that's what my phone says, how many pictures and videos I have on it.
Whoa.
You got a lot of storage.
I want to ask you while we have you, Teresa, you know, for somebody who, you know, you've been shooting a long time, but it really kind of kicked into gear during the pandemic. For somebody who loves just sort of going out and shooting, you know, as an amateur photographer, do you have any advice about how to start that process of just taking pictures? Just go out and do it? Is that what you would suggest to people?
I would say definitely. And just take pictures of things you love, you know?
Yeah.
Like for me, I love the water. I love the beach. I love to be in the sand. And that's kind of how I ruined my first camera is because I took a lot of pictures in the waves and, you know, got splashed with sea salt. Plus, I admit that I feed some of the birds peanuts or almonds. So, I mean, I just think it's easy to shoot and do what you love. I love it. I get a lot of joy out of it. And it's like the best part of my day. Like people go, how do you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning? I mean, just what you get to see, right? I mean, it's just amazing right here where we live.
Yeah. We are very lucky to live here.
We are.
Well, congrats on your success, and we love following you. Thank you so much for taking the time. We know you have some Pilates to get to.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you guys, and it's been an honor to be on here.
Oh, sending you some love, Teresa. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Teresa. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
All right, hopefully she has a good class too. What a joy.
I want to take her Pilates class
I
and
know.
go out and shoot photography.
Wouldn't that be
with her,
fun?
too.
That sounds like a fun little day.